Oh no.
What up, CBR fam? We back for
Yo,
another installment of the CBR.
yo.
Salamander, I saw your little comment, man. We tend to be fashionably late, bro. I
Them
saw
boys back
that.
again. What? Hold on. First off, what Adam say? You know what I'm saying? Because
He said we tend to be fashionably late.
where has he said that at? Wait,
It's
we
like the
tend to be
third
fashionably
comment
late.
from the last, man. You know how Alan Salad be talking
I don't.
shit.
Sally, you are a dickhead, bro. You know what I'm saying? I love you, though. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, I
I like
got.
you.
Hey, listen, Salad, I got you. And
Fucking asshole.
Keaton Morgan, I got you too.
That be so.
Yeah.
Hey, that be my fault though. That be my fault.
What a road, what
So
up
I'm gonna be
Tub,
honest.
what
I'm
up
gonna keep it real.
Carly?
So we gonna start off like that. Look. Hey y'all, they changed Khalil. They changed Khalil football practice today. So hey,
Hey,
niggas got to
it's family stuff.
niggas got to do 80 miles an hour again. But you know what I'm saying. One time the police was.
I remember that shit. What up, Carly? What up,
Yeah.
DD?
Hey,
What up,
y'all lucky I
Chris?
made it. You know what I'm saying. They it
What
could have
up,
been
Roro?
it could have been the Keno Floyd situation. But
We got John Jones. Keep
man,
going. We got our brother Billy Boy. Well, I was on the phone with Billy Boy earlier today. Uh,
what up, Carly? Shout out to Carly,
yeah,
man.
shout out, yeah, Carly. We appreciate you.
Yeah, Carly.
We
We got.
truly appreciate
Yeah, we gonna roll them visuals out real. In Chicago, we drive fast.
you. Yo, listen. If you ever ride with Keno, just trust me. Keno don't wait in traffic for nothing, bro. Keno,
Hey,
if
you
Keno had
better
a
tell them,
crotch
bro.
rocket, if Keno had a motorcycle, he would have been hit swerving through lanes in traffic years
I'll
ago.
be that dude. I'll be that dude with the red light riding in the middle lane.
Yeah.
Yeah. come up through y'all window.
I'm glad Keno got a motorcycle, man. They would have took him to the upper room a
Hey,
long
tell him.
time
You better
ago.
tell him how I get down, bro. I don't
Yo,
play no games.
Keno don't wait. Keno don't. What did Keno say to me? He was just like, "I don't play that shit." I was just like, "Bro, like, what the fuck? Fuck do you mean you don't play that shit, dog? What is you talking about?" Yo, traffic is not personal, bro. You feel like you act like it disrespected you. Like you act like it called your mama out of a name. I'm like, dog,
Look,
chill
bro.
out, bro.
You don't play them games, bro. You
I
don't do
don't
that
play
shit.
that shit. What up, Noe?
You know what I'm saying? You don't do that, and then hey. So the police is on me one time. One time I was here on my way
The
here. One time
leases?
they was on my ass.
The leases almost. Yeah, I remember that day. You was just like, yeah, man. You sounded somber. I was just like, yo, this nigga got humbled by a police officer on his
Hey,
way home.
he was on my ass. He was like, "Hey, you realize you're not on the expressway no more, right?"
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I know. I know. Hey man, people want to talk shit about my driving too. So I know Bill Hoffman gonna talk shit about my driving. Sal, who else? Alex Warren,
Yeah.
Alum. I know y'all gonna talk shit about my drive. It's cool. We all
What? How
drive
you?
kind of
So like,
crazy sometimes.
how you drive, bro? Well, you know what? I know how you drive because this last week, man. Hey,
I
y'all
was.
don't know. Chad talking all that shit to my how the real shit I be doing in the morning. But look, he don't tell y'all that. Like every time we be on the phone, he almost hit somebody, bro. Every look, we get on the phone, right? He always say, "Damn." I'm like, "What happened, bro?" Man, this motherfucker don't know how to drive, man. I almost hit somebody, and I'm like, this is like the ninth time he just said this. And I be thinking like, dog, how they don't know how to drive, but it's like you always end up hitting them, but nobody almost end up hitting you.
No, people almost always hit me all the time. The thing about San Antonio,
No,
bro,
you
is
almost took somebody off their motorcycle the other day.
I almost took somebody. Listen, bro, I almost took somebody off their motorcycle today. I was driving out to the right hand
That's your
lane,
automobile bodies.
bro. Like I was about to go forward, and you know how it was 2 lanes, and then there's like the little median in between. Bro, these 3 motherfucking motorcyclists went straight through it, and right when I was about to pull off, I seen them. I was like, shit. I was like, I almost killed these motherfuckers. They wasn't in the lane; they was in the middle. And I was just like, dog, like that's the type of shit I deal with all the time. Like I remember when we was at NARBC in Dallas, I was talking to Lupe, and Lupe was like, "Yeah, you drive like you acclimate to San Antonio well." I was like, "Yeah, dog, you gotta drive crazy with the crazies." So yeah, man, it's just how it go. Yeah, Bill will tell you I'm calm as shit when I be driving like a maniac.
What's going on?
But yeah, man, I'm gonna let you start off with your announcements, whatever you want to get through, and then I go after you.
Uh, is this the first show?
What you
This,
mean?
this the first show since? This is
Says
the
what?
first show since the thingy.
Oh yeah, his first show since the new logo changed, which I thought it
No,
changed.
yeah, it's first show since that. I think this is the first show since the Cyclops too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I don't know, man. If you've been under a rock, um, thank you for coming out of the rock. First off, you know. But not I did the clutch, man. I finally man, 6 long years, man. It's been 6 years.
It's been a
And
long time,
man, look,
a
dog.
long time coming.
Dog.
There you
You know
go.
what I'm saying? Oh, that's cold. That's cold. So we're doing a whole lot of unveiling this show, man. And we got some more unveiling to do. Stay tuned for that. Shout out to Carly. But
Yeah, shout out to
man,
Carly.
that the
Shout
logo
out
so
to
cold.
obviously light skin too.
Yeah,
We got some things going. We work with some really good people, man.
we
We got
cooking.
some really good people around
We
us.
cooking up. We cooking. We
Yeah.
are cooking up. You know what I'm saying? So um
Billy Boy gonna
uh
take us to church.
I'm gonna talk about the change on from yes it is. I'm gonna talk about the clutch first, then I want to talk about the logo, what the logo mean and all that.
What up, Dre?
Um, Getting to the clutch first, man. The clutch is y'all know I like to play with the wild card stuff and you know the Cyclops. Then nobody had none when I came in, and everybody was out crossing their male, whether they had a male or a female. Um, you know, I got on that Cyclops train, and the rest is history, man. And y'all know the first clutch.
What up, Pat?
Uh, well, it's kind of that's why I'm kind of glad we could talk about the damn the logo happened tonight too, because the first clutch that I killed of the Cyclops kind of like was it damn it was the spawn of like the bar room, honestly, because I was taking y'all on a weekly trip, and good or bad, I vowed to let y'all know what happened. Shit, it turned out all bad, but we kept rolling. We kept rolling and it grew and it turned into something that it wasn't really supposed to be. It was just a live update because everybody used to, I used to say, I give y'all a peek behind the curtain, weekly really. And then it took on a life of its own. Um, uh, Travis started joining, and then not too long after that, y'all know Chuck started joining for the day one, no. And we migrated to YouTube. And the migration, it came with its ups and its downs. And um that turned into what you see today. So, my clutch, the Cyclops clutch, you know, I was so emotional when I had that clutch, man. That clutch really meant a lot to me. It means a lot to me. And shout out to the everybody that's gonna get something from that clutch, man. I'm gonna roll out the red carpet for that clutch and for y'all because I know people been struggling. People been in that struggle with me, man, there was people I gained followers and I probably lost followers too when I lost that clutch because I know there was a lot of people thought I wasn't gonna make it. There was probably some people hoping I wasn't gonna make it, but there was a lot of y'all that was like, "Yeah, keep going." And my bro was right there with me. My bro was like, "Look, dog, I'm gonna give your ass a couple days, let you lick your wounds, but you're gonna have to get your ass back off this mat and keep it rolling, man. You already knee deep in it now." So, you know, I did, and let this just be a lesson to you, man, that I ain't finna give y'all no inspirational speech or nothing, man, because I ain't nobody special. It's just the fact that shit, man, I had a goal, I failed at that goal, and I kept trying to do my best to attain that goal. And if I can do that shit, anybody can do that shit. That's what snakes or anything, man. Uh, so shout out to the clutch, shout out to the Cyclops clutch, and you know what I'm saying. I got that rightful place on that throne. I went to the. You see, y'all don't know, and Patrick probably knows. I went to Indo, and I went to the Cyclops Mountain, and it was there that they gave me my throne and my rightful throne, and they told me that you need to, you need to wear this well, and represent this, and it was like we're gonna open the pipeline for you, and I came back
Bro,
from
Tommy.
Indo. I climbed down the mountain with the red cyclops, with the blood of the red cyclops in me, because I was
He
what
was
is it?
adorned.
Night?
He was adorned.
I was knighted. I was knighted.
He was adorned in Cyclops blood.
I was hashtag knighted in Indonesian, knighted in Indonesia. So they gave me that, and that turned to you see it today, man, because the Chondro Bar Room, um, with it's the grizzly and the bull. I love that logo. I love the logo, man, and I ain't gonna lie, man. I love doing this with my brother. We pull it every week, talk crazy to each other, talk crazy to y'all, but at the end of the day, we are bringing y'all, the best guests that we can. You know what I'm saying? The best. I ain't gonna say the best that we can. The best in the world.
Yeah.
And we got the best. We bring up the best chat in the world, man. Y'all be pulling up, keeping the chat live and all that. So everybody, thank you. Thank you to Trav. For believing in me. You know what I'm saying? For shit, I guess just let me inspire you. Not even trying, bro. Just through my faults. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
Anybody can do that shit. So that's it, man. I don't get too sappy, man. What you got to say?
I'm gonna be quick, but I'm gonna tell y'all. So I know y'all know that I've known Keno for 4 years, but
Pat,
from
Pat.
from the moment I met Keno, man, this dude was just like, yo, you gotta check out these Cyclops, and I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. Like me and Keno was talking about this earlier. I think that Keno has the best collection of Cyclops that I've seen. I think I got kind of
Until go to
spoiled.
Cambodia.
Uh, but I'm super proud of Keno. His ups and downs with the Cyclops, like he conquered it, and I think he's gonna do so much more. And all the days that like I was talking to him, even when I was doing my own thing, like we would always talk about how we were gonna do it. And the thing that I was waiting for the most out of all those talks was seeing the Cyclops. That's what I was waiting for the most. And when he had the first clutch and it didn't go well, I knew he was gonna get it, um, and I knew that he wasn't gonna let it keep him down. So I'm really proud of him. It's like looking at your older brothers. It's like is one of those things that you always want to see them win. And I love seeing
Appreciate that, bro.
everybody else win too, man. But like the Cyclops clutch was like seeing a 4-year dream come into reality. So I was
All
psyched
right.
about it, man. I'm still psyched about it. I know this is gonna be amazing. I can't wait to see what happens next.
Yeah,
Um, but I want to say this is just like I love the bar room. I love the people that come in here every week, the people that watch it on YouTube and whatnot. And
Yeah.
I'm glad that y'all give y'all feedback and y'all keep us on our toes. So y'all ain't gonna let us quit. So we love that
And I
about
see
y'all.
y'all, and we see y'all starting to comment on the YouTube videos too. The people like that's watching it afterwards. We appreciate y'all too. If y'all can't make it
Thanks,
here
Dre.
through whatever timing restraints, communications,
I know it.
family y'all got, that's cool. We appreciate whenever y'all pull up. Even if y'all pull up next week, y'all still pulling up. But y'all need to start putting up live so y'all can get this work.
Y'all, and I guess we are gonna do more IG lives in the future. They'll probably be short, but you'll just see us. The last time that we did it was Keno showing us clutch, but the time before that, it was mostly just us messing around. And that's one aspect about doing the Chondro Bar Room when we were doing it on YouTube. Man, we just got to act like idiots. Like, and I'm glad that there ain't no real record of some of that shit that was said.
No, you talking about
Uh,
IG. You talking about IG,
yeah, there was some shit
yeah.
that was said that I'm glad we don't have no real record of. I know people like Fry and Earls remembers that shit. Tuck. But yeah, man. we come a long way in a year and a half, but let's let's get the show started.
Yeah, we're gonna have some merch too, man. We're gonna start working on some merch too, man, because people been asking us for merch for too damn long. So we can since we kind of reinvigorated this thing, our logo. The show ain't reinvigorated.
Yeah.
We got that still. We still got that. We like natural Viagra. We just always hard, ready for it. But
Like good smoothies.
reinvigorated the logo.
Make you like a good smoothie, make you feel fresh.
Hey, you say, yeah, like the Bulls and the Grizzlies. Exactly. Shot from Shot of Memphis. It's
Yeah,
basically the same.
shout out to my Chi-Town cousin. Uh
Shot of Memphis.
but yeah, let's get it going, man.
With that, we can get it rolling.
We got two players from the East Coast, Eastish Coast. We got Andy Middleton and we got Kyle Magana coming
We got
in.
the Northeast and the Southeast. You know what I'm
Hey, what up, y'all?
saying? Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
What's
Look
up,
at
our
boys?
y'all.
favorite we got our favorite golfer and we got our favorite you know what I'm saying? If you
Our
need
favorite pollinator, man. This
it,
boy Kyle Magana got 17 babies
and
out here.
if you need like a way to almost take your family out, you know what I'm saying? That's like illegal. Holla at him. He know what type of peppers to cook for you.
And speaking of which, man, since we
Hey,
got
get up. He
Kyle
off.
Magana here,
He on. We can't hear you. You off. Tap your mic.
Yeah, I muted it. My bad.
There you go.
That's
we're gonna show off a couple of babies that Kyle Magana got up for sale. Ooh. Hey, could you speak to that baby though?
I have a hard time not trying to keep that one. Like
I mean,
I told
you
myself,
sent
I
me the
told myself,
picture to put up.
no, I'm just saying. That's why I was like, oh
Oh
man.
no.
I look at that one and I'm like. But no, all the yellows. I think the yellows in that clutch were super diverse. There was a blaze, a rotten banana, some with real bold patterns, some with like less busy patterns. But I like that look, and but I decided I was going to keep the rotten banana, and then I let my son choose the fifth hole back, and he chose the like almost fully striped yellow one, and he chose a beast too. That one eats real good and everything. So, but yeah, I liked all the yellows in that clutch. If I wasn't so in need of room for emeralds, I would probably keep a lot more.
So give us some details about the clutch. What's the size? What's the down?
That's a moonshine. It's a red cyclops and jambalaya. She's an Aru Jayapura yellow baby, and I raised them up from babies. They were Bushmaster animals, and just randomly produced for me this past year. when I decided I wasn't really gonna try with him because she was so small. But he went off feed and I threw him in there, and I figured if she's ready, she's telling me she's ready, then it's worth a shot. And it was 15 altogether, 5 reds, 10 yellows, and all of them hatched live, and it's my first clutch. So,
well, congratulations.
I appreciate
Congrats, man.
Yeah, congratulations on the first
And
one.
hit up Kyle Magana if you're looking for beautiful babies that are yellow. I know a lot of people, y'all get on this yellow train now that y'all wasn't on before. I ain't gonna call y'all out, but I remember when y'all was talking shit about them yellow babies.
There's always a
Always
place for
remember.
yellows, for sure.
But anyway, man, let's hear from Andy. Hey, man.
Cardigan shouted.
Yeah, Andy, you look like you just left the boardroom. Are you on your way to go drink scotch in an expensive ass bar and yell at poor people? That's how you look right now.
No, we know.
Damn.
Hey, we know somebody. No. That is
Travis
not
is
Andy.
cold, man.
We know somebody.
That was cold.
We know somebody who do that.
Yeah, we do know somebody who does it.
That's
Well, I
not
can't say
Andy.
I'm that guy, but
That's not Andy.
We don't think you that guy, man. We
No,
just
that's
messing
not
with you.
Andy. Nah, don't say poor people, bro. I think everything else. He do look like a board member. You know, he got the. You know, his hairstyle scream like I got a big yacht. You know what I'm saying?
He looks like he gives his employees a silent treatment for weeks before he fires them.
jeez.
Andy, man, you know, can we get a quick bio from you, and then we'll go to Kyle Magana. We'll get to the questions and everything.
I think Andy a barroom veteran right now, right? This is like his 3rd time on it.
Second or
Bad
third.
time to choke on some water.
The ladies love Andy.
Yeah, the ladies love Andy. PGA Golf Tour stud.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I think it's my 2nd time. I'm up here in the Northeast like you got to. Been doing this for a little while now, 5-6 years, and same old for the most part.
Hey man, I know you hang out with Obdal a lot. He never gave us a real answer, so we're gonna ask you. What does blottoed mean?
It's a state of mind. You know, it's one very few.
You said it's a state of mind.
Yeah,
of inebriation.
Yeah, well, yeah, certainly that comes into play. You know, very few seem to attain the blotted state of mind, but you know, we got some good buddies that seem to hit it consistently. James certainly being one of those guys in the right setting. So
he invented it.
He might have invented it.
You know, I don't know if he invented it, but he sure knows how to live it. So
yeah,
you know, it's always a treat, and
Hashtag
you know,
bottom life.
It's hard to speak on. You just got to experience it.
yeah. James, you know, he seems like the type of guy that like actively uses the term "I was on a bender."
You know, I haven't heard him break that out much, but you know, certain situations, I suppose it's appropriate.
Keyword much.
He said much. All right, Kyle, let's get a quick rundown from you, man. Give us a quick bio.
Yeah, I'm Kyle, Mojo Herpeticulture. I've been keeping
57
since
children.
2017. I have 57 human children. No, I'm just playing. No, I only got 3 kids, man.
I'm about to say, damn, bro. Got that Magic Johnson in you.
But yeah, I'm in Pensacola,
Mormon grandfather.
Pensacola, Florida. So the weather makes it real easy to do what we like to do here. Other than that, I keep chondros and I keep emeralds, and yeah, that's
okay. That's a good start.
And on the topic of blotto, I gotta say, the first time I heard that, I thought he was talking about like acid blotters. Like, I was like, damn, what?
Yeah, so that just went off my head. Could you educate me a little bit on your
It's like
a little piece of paper with acid
a little piece
on
of paper they drop the acid on, like the tablets, and they call it
Hmm.
blotters.
it. Yeah,
So the
Like
first
a-
time I heard
Okay.
that shit, I was like, damn,
like a stamp.
Cool.
like a stamp.
Yeah.
All right.
Never mind, Keno. You don't need to know things like that.
I know.
It's
It
not
sound like-
important.
it sound like
It's not
glow-
important to your life.
It sound
It's
like
not important.
it sound like glow stick activity. So I'm good.
Ghost.
I don't think glow sticks would be good with acid.
I don't know what's going on, man.
I'm just gonna say that. All right, so let's get to the first question, man. So you guys have been keeping, for a little while now. We're not gonna say super long, but you guys know that you guys have changed a lot of stuff, and you guys have matched to the evolution of seeing keepers that you guys would probably call as peers do similar stuff. So what are the things that you've seen
Right.
change in your collection as well as other collections since you got started till now? We'll start off with Andy and then we'll switch to Kyle. This is not time. This is not timed at all. So you just start.
Cool. Yeah, I think one of the big things when I got into it, I think I got my first Chondro 5 years ago, 5.5 years ago now. And, one of those things, you hop on the forums and see what everyone's talking about and all that fun stuff. And everybody was a big proponent on, it's kind of when the tides were changing, so to speak. So a lot of people were taking the gas off food, big proponents on not feeding too heavy, keeping chondros relatively cool compared to like other pythons and what have you. I came from a background of keeping jungle carpets and various carpet pythons. So, it wasn't necessarily your cookie cutter python temperatures and husbandry regimes. So yeah, that's something I jumped onto right off the bat, hot spots at 83, 84 max, and feeding, relatively light compared to, the carpets and whatnot. That has since changed quite a bit for me. But yeah, I'd say that's pretty much the biggest things I've seen change a little bit over time, and especially in my collection.
All right. What about you, Kyle?
Around the time I got in, nidovirus was like being talked about a lot. Like I think the first or second year I started keeping, I went to the Southeast Carpet Fest at the Bartolini's, and that was talked about. So I kind of had like a little more awareness of, things that a new keeper might be hearing about and stuff. And I had good guidance to like the right resources and stuff. So off the bat, like I was always keeping a hot spot, like 80, 84 and letting things cool down to 78 at night. I've always fed pretty sparingly, except my first snake was a ball python, and I didn't feed that sparingly because it's one of those things. Like I was still learning, but so my animals, I grew pretty slow, almost too slow. Like I remember before this clutch, I had talked to Keno about like my female. She was not even 500 grams when I weighed her going into that season, and I was planning on feeding her like a few times, or not a few times, but only a few weeks apart instead of like a month or every 5-6 weeks where I was feeding her before. And so that, I mean, my perspective on that has changed in a little bit, in the sense that like when I was raising her from a baby, I was feeding her like small pinkies, probably for longer than I should have been. And then I moved her up and just kept real slow with it after a year. Whereas the babies that I just hatched, I'm trying to get bigger meals into them Maybe not as frequently as you would with red hot pinks or stuff like that. But I started my babies on large pinks, most of them, and their growth has been really exponential. I'd say I saw the one my son picked is looking like
I'm a fan.
it
I'm a
might.
fan of the large things, man.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that I talked to you about that, and
How many
honestly,
prolapses have you had?
0, not one. Nope. And what was I gonna go with that? When I initially bought that first rodent shipment, and in preparation of that, I bought like one bag of red hot pinks, I think, just in case, and then the rest was large. And so for a minute there, I was just trying to get them started on the larges, and eventually I found which ones were going to be a little tougher to start, and most of those went on the red hots and then worked their way up. But now everything in that rack is on fuzzies, and they're like six, almost 7 months old.
Okay.
But so basically, I keep the room a couple of degrees cooler now than when I started. Like usually the adults, I have their Herpstat probes, and their hot spots are set to like 83.5, sometimes 82.5 if I see them moving around. But I'm transitioning the room to completely being ambient except for gravid females. So like everything in here is just running on an oil filled radiator, except the gravid females. They have heat panels in their cages, and I keep that around. For the emeralds, I got their hot spot at like 88 right now for the females. So that kind of scares me going that high with it, but I know that they need that for gestation. So
Okay. So Andy, how are you keeping the temperature in that room that you're keeping yours in?
So similarly to Kyle, I got a oil-filled radiant heater right here next to my foot, hooked up to a thermostat. And then I have multiple, you might hear some of them in the background, but I have multiple fans blowing air around the room. I'm in the Northeast, but everything I keep has, heat sources, racks, heat tape, cages, heat panels, what have you. But I control the ambient with the oil-filled heater.
Hey, you been having a shitty spring too up there, Andy?
Yeah, it's been off and on and off and on. Tons of rain, but it's been good for pairing snakes up.
Okay.
Not when mine's in the shed. Yeah.
So Kyle touched on something about feeding, man. Andy, I want to know how are you feeding over there, and like how you change feeding, because I remember when I first came in, there wasn't as much talk about feeding rats over mice, but over the years I've seen it where some people, they do speak on this more. So I want to get your perspective on that, Andy.
Sure. Well, feeding overall, like Kyle, like when I was raising stuff up years ago, I was definitely guilty of keeping neos, even close to yearlings, still on pinks, and just scared to make that jump to more mature prey items and what have you. So I try and get the most mature prey item in my animals possible. I think it's for a lot of reasons probably beneficial overall. And I just keep pushing that until they're at a breeding size and breeding interest. And once the snake males in particular prove out for me, that's when I start to put the brakes on things. When it comes to rats versus mice, I don't have any strong feelings on it. My adult males, more often than not, eat weaned rats, especially the ones that I'm trying to catch up, that I was maybe underfeeding for years. But yeah, I have no objections over feeding rats, really. My adult females easily take down weaned rats, small rats, and for some of the ones that are here, it's a proper prey item for a snake of that size, as opposed to stringing them along with mice and what have you. So for adult males, I rotate between large mice, jumbo mice, and weaned rats, and nearly all my females are eating weaned rats, small rats.
Mm.
Okay. How do you feed when you're cycling?
So going up to pairing, I ramp it up a little bit. Maybe I'm a little bit of talking back on what I said, but when it's going into pairing and when I'm seeing copulations, I am hitting females with more, meals than usual. So I'm usually feeding them large mice just due to the increased frequency of feeding.
What you doing, the weekly?
Usually 8 to 10 days. When I'm really trying to feed those follicles, so to speak, I could closer to 8 days.
Yeah.
Just trying to hit them whenever I get the right opportunity or whenever the male breaks off and I pull them apart. Really trying to get the food going.
What about you, Kyle? We'll go to you with the same subject about feeding and talk about your cycling feeding schedule.
Okay. Cycling, well, feeding in general. For chondros, the females are getting small rats. There was a time period where I would offer them a medium rat, but I pulled that pretty quickly. I think my Biot girl, she could eat those, but I don't really see a need. I think, when I saw jambalaya cycling as small as she was, I didn't really think there was a big reason to try and bump up the prey size. So I give them small rats every 4 to 6 weeks still. And now while she's recovering, I'm going to try this 3-week thing that Keno's been talking about. I'm going to give that a shot. See if I can put a few extra grams on her. And then cycling, honestly, I stopped. I didn't really plan on that clutch. So that was not really anything like me attempting to do. But I cut feed while I was cooling. I just went ahead and cooled from October 31st through January and bumped the temps back up February. It was at that point with that clutch that I weighed the females, and I thought both of them were a little small because neither of them were even close to 700 grams. So I just had put that on the back burner. And then I think at that time I was feeding jambalaya like every 3 weeks. And then coming into May.
You start feeding both of them, like the male and the female, for 4 months?
Yes, I did. That was the first time I ever cut feed for anything. And then it was when I started feeding again that I think she looked real hungry one night, and I thought it had been long enough since I had fed her. So I just threw her an extra rat. And then all of a sudden, after she digested that, she started kind of swelling, but I figured it was just, backed up a little bit. So I was going to wait. And then all of a sudden Moonshine went off feed, and he's never done that ever. It was 3 days after he shed. Like, I know going into a shed cycle and all that, he would never eat during that, but he shed. A few days later, refused, and then that's
when they're usually ready to eat.
Yeah, and then I have a diamond jungle carpet python that was maybe a year and a half old at the time, and that one refused too. I'm like, okay, something's going on with one of the females. So I just
Carpantro time.
Hell no.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Man, I wanted to do the whole gamma jag project thing, and that didn't work out. The only one that is still here is the diamond jungle, and I just kind of want to keep him as something that we can have the kids like handle and stuff like that, because I really don't want them messing with emeralds and chondros until they're a little more like minding their business and stuff. So, but yeah, that's when she she started going. I threw him in there as soon as he went off feed, and it was her. And the interesting part with that was the Biak is in the cage next to him. She never went off feed or anything like that, but she let him copulate. And usually, when I've tried with them, she would attack the shit out of him. Like sometimes it was multiple times that I would come in the room and find her wrapped up around him. So I stopped with that. But when she was she mellowed out a little bit when Jambalaya was doing her thing. So I tried there, and
sometimes
nothing
they
came
stop
of
being
that.
mean and they just
Yeah.
lift their leg up and let you get it.
Yeah, but I don't think it was, I don't think she was building or nothing like that. I couldn't say though.
All right, man. Keep going.
It's kind of weird though. Like I keep chondros and emeralds so
Trav got caught up in the
similar.
moment.
Huh? My bad. I
Trav
kept
got
going.
Trav got caught up. No, Trav got caught up in the moment. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, no. But like with pairing the emeralds, I cooled them, and then the females started swelling. Like just a couple weeks after I started. So I threw the male in, and like first night he was copulating with the one female, and so I'm like, okay, well I'll give that a shot. So I just kept throwing him in there and taking him out every couple, or maybe a week or so. Let him in there till they stopped doing anything, then pull him. But during that time, I started feeding him large mice. I usually give him small rats, and I was feeding him large mice, and he started to look like shit. And I had forgot for a minute that with male emeralds, they could eat a small rat, and it's not a problem. Like they're still active and lean, but he really started to kind of get skinny when I was giving him those small or large rats. So you could keep them pretty similar, but they'll eat different too. The females, I've fed both of my females large rats.
What type of animal are you?
But the emeralds?
I thought you meant your chondros. My bad, bro.
Oh hell no! That's no. Just the emeralds. Nope. I would be an animal for that, but no. So they can take a little bigger prey, and I think that changed my perspective.
I say large rat every feeding. Damn, that we a little couple months early for that show.
One female had a big frame that she could carry the weight. The other female, it was very quick that you notice she was starting to get like little rolls and stuff. So I stopped with her. The other one, I'll just do it every now and then. But again, they're both at a good weight now where I could just maintenance feed them. Just give them a medium rat or something like that.
Very cool.
So.
All right. So let's talk about, caging. Like, how has caging changed for you guys? What do you see now that's important that you may not have seen was important in the past, and vice versa? So we'll start off with Andy.
So when it comes to like the physical box or the cage, not a whole lot's changed for me, or that I've seen really change in the whole industry and hobby and what have you. It's kind of remained the same. All the typical practices: 6-quart baby racks, 15-quart, or the equivalent size Cambros like the 1812 9s right above me, and then typical 3-foot or 2-foot cubes or something along those lines. So that hasn't really changed much. I know for me, one thing that I've spent a lot of focus on, and is one of the things I check on my room on a daily basis, is the heat source, and particularly how much power I'm sending to my herp stats, or my herp stats are sending to my heat sources. And just really fine tuning that with my ambient temperatures. So For babies, like I kind of mentioned, I was keeping them at 83, 84, really a median temp of like 78, 79 over the course of a 24-hour period. And now I shoot for a median temp of 82. I like to see the it's going to sound a little crazy for some people, but it's worked really well for me. I keep my hot spot for, neos up to yearlings around, 88. And with the night drop jumping down to my ambient temperature, the heat totally cuts off. It's typically 75 or so at night. So I'm shooting for a median temp in my baby racks of 82. So that's something I've gotten really dialed in, and it's kind of follows the same logic as the animals grow. 82, 81 and a half is really my how I think about heat and what I like to see. And I mentioned the amount of power my herp stats are sending to my heat sources. I've noticed, especially in caging with radiant panels, I haven't been able to keep that close of an eye on it in racks, but between myself and some discussions with some good buddies of mine and people I look up to, when a herp stat or a heat panel is running at 90, 100%, the surface temperature of that heat panel can get extremely high. 130s, 140s, shoot your heat panels,
Yeah.
and you'll see what I'm talking about. And it's almost like because the surface temperature of that heat source is getting so high that the animals will avoid it, and therefore not necessarily thermoregulate properly, especially for, females or cycling or gestating females. I don't have a ton of breeding experience under my belt to say that, you'll have more success either way, but it's something that's really been nailed into me and something I pay very close attention to. So I don't like to see my heat sources running at higher than 40%. All my herp stats are set to max output of 40%, and I adjust my ambient temperature accordingly in order to meet that.
Okay, that's interesting that you actually toggle your max power. I never mess with mine, but I don't think I use too much of it. But that's interesting. I'm gonna come back to you on that one.
What is your ambient though? And Andy, what do you set your ambient at?
So for 10 to 11 hours throughout the day, it ramps up to 77. Sometimes in the warmer months, I'll get up to 78. And then the night temp is set to like 75, 74. But my room all my walls are very well insulated. I did end up taking the insulation out of my ceiling just because the temperature was taking so long to ramp down from reaching that daytime high. So it bounces between, 77, 78, for 10 hours a day or so. And then it slowly ramps down to, 75, 74.
Because I know my winters are harsh here, so that's about what mine is, especially with the heat on the central air. It's about 78 in the winter, and then with the central air on with the AC, it's about 74 in the summers.
Hey, how's your humidity? How's your humidity during that period?
For me, it dries out real quick, especially with the central air running, and then coupled with an oil-filled radiant heater in the room, it'll zap it up real quick. I have
only in the winters though, right? Though
only in the winter. So I have a 6-gallon evaporative humidifier that I run, all day long, all night, and that'll bounce it up during like months like this, and the last couple months, if when the humidifier runs out, it'll drop to like 22%, which I hate to see, but once the humidifier is on and running, it'll get it up to 45 or so.
Okay. Do you got to spray often?
Not really. I spray going into shed and what have you, or when I need to see a female in particular take a poop, but no, I do miss my babies a little bit. I just like to see the paper towel slightly damp. But you know, between spraying and I have this little water dispenser thing, I'll just put water on the bottom of the cage if you know it's looking a little dry in there, or you know if I need to get the substrate up for you know other species. But yeah, that's kind of how I go about it.
Okay. What about you, Kyle? Let's talk about husbandry of the cages that you're using,
Yeah.
and then we'll talk about heating and all of that, and then we'll talk
Yes.
about lights and light cycles.
Yeah. So I keep my ambient in here 82 from 7 to 7. And it can fluctuate like by a degree. It could go up to 80. Well, let me start back on that.
That's exactly how I
I have
keep
the-
mine. 82 to 82. 82
Yeah.
from 7 to 7.
Yeah, and I have that's the oil filled radiator, but being that it's in spring, it doesn't have to work a lot. But I do have my mini split set to comfy temperature, so if it goes below 77 at any time, it's going to kick the heat on. If it goes above 85, I think I have it set to right now, it's going to cool it down. During the cooling, when the mini split is cooling, is the only time that I ever have problems with humidity in here. It's like a constant 60%. I run a dehumidifier, and then like once a week I'll spray the you know, certain animals and stuff if I think they really need it spiked up a little bit. I keep most of my stuff in tubs, and I actually regret not getting more Exoterras when they
What
were
you talking
actually
about,
available.
Willis?
Bro, so, you know, I got perfect humidity in here. I don't really have to worry about that. Ventilation is super important, I feel like. I know for emeralds, I keep them a little more arid. And then for green trees, I have started putting a lot of vents in their cages as well. And in this room, it doesn't dry out. Like I don't have problems with it drying out. The only time I have problems with it drying out is if the oil-filled radiator is working too hard, because it's like kind of in the center of the room facing the baby rack and stuff. I've noticed when it's working a lot, the paper towels in their tub will dry out a little faster. So I try and let the natural temperatures here just do most of the work for me.
How you keep that room so humid? You be doing jumping jacks in there or some shit?
How?
Yeah, you be doing exercises in there?
Because I'm in Florida. It just comes with the territory. I have some plants in here.
You doing bachata?
Come in here, put on my Billy Blanks DVDs.
No, you go in there listen to Bad Bunny.
Do some Tybo.
Man.
But I have I started out with heat panels and heat tape, of course, like adult cages. I put pro panels in them, and I've tried the VE ones, and I wasn't a huge fan. So I decided, like, here forward, I would only get pro panels if I were going to. That being said, I keep my herpstat like Andy. I run it at about 40% maximum power on the cages with heat panels, and that's from listening to James on podcasts and seeing that Christian Stewart, when he had posted about the herpstats not being actual proportional thermostats. And so I would temp the surface, and that thing would be like 150 degrees. And I don't have my heat panels as far away from them as I like to, because the cages are like the Exoterras are 18 inches tall. So ideally, what I'd like to do is, I've been looking for more glass Exoterras and just leave the actual screen top, because my humidity in here is good enough that I can maintain that, and potentially switch my basking spot, since I'm only going to be keeping them on female cages, and only when they're gravid. I've been considering like a bulb instead, and the light cycle I let cycle naturally through the window. So I've stopped using lights in all my cages. All my cages have lights in them. I just don't use them anymore, and it's simplified things for me, where I'm not having to change timers and all that. So I've considered, like, when I try that out with the hotspot, maybe doing the deep heat emitters, since they don't put out any light, but just like a really low wattage, and keep it as far away from the perch as I need it to get where I need it to be. Substrate, I bounce between puppy pads to just plain newspaper to Reptichip is what I'm using now. I've used it before, and then I went away from it. I'm using it again, and now I'm like, maybe I give this mulch a try. I don't know. I'm always all over the place with it. That's one thing about like actual cages. Cleaning substrate out of them fucking sucks, but it's got to be done.
That's why I like puppy
done,
pads,
so.
man. I got
Yeah.
4 packs of unopened puppy pads in my garage right now, and I set them on auto ship for Amazon. So I'm literally just gonna stack these things up till I don't have any more space, because the idea of having to go back to changing mulch, it just fucking bothers the fuck out of me.
Yeah, I use my shop vac for it now. But I feel bad because I come in this small ass room with the loud ass shop vac, and these snakes are trying to chill, and I'm just like, whatever, man. It's got to happen. I put them out on that laundry rack and just make it happen.
I just looking at you like, bro, why don't you just put the puppy pads back here?
For real,
doing all
for
this
real.
extra shit. Like, dog, stop, dog.
I have a
you
huge
hitting my tail,
puppy
man.
pad someone gave me, but I just don't use them.
No, I like the look aesthetically of Reptichip and mulch. Is just, I just hate dealing with it. And I don't even think the animals. I think that my animals probably seem to like get on the ground more and then come back up more with mulch and Reptichip. But I hate dealing with that shit.
Yeah.
I'm not going back to it. What about you, Andy? Let's talk about lights and substrate, man, and the changes that you've made over the years.
As far as lights go, I got a couple linear fixtures in my Chondro room. I really got sick of changing bulbs out and changing fixtures out, especially those LED fixtures from Home Depot. Once they would go out in cages, that
they fucking suck.
Once they burn out, that's it for me. At least that's how it's been. That being said, James and I are putting the final touches on a whole bank of cages in here, where all my chondros and emeralds are going to go into. And I did get lights for them all, just because I do like looking at the snakes. So I will have lights again, but not too sure I'll be running it, all the time on a timer or anything like that. That's still to be decided. But so that's it as far. So light right now, none of my cages have lights. It's all just on the ambient light in here, which is set to a timer. I do change that throughout the year a little bit. As far as substrate goes, with Neos, it's paper towels. Anything above a 6-quart rack is indented, craft paper, or it's like an indented unprinted newspaper.
Okay. So how do you deal with like getting animals in, like not necessarily like picking them, but like quarantine and things like that? We'll start with you,
I'm about to say Andy spending a lot of money.
Kyle, let's talk about intake with you, man, and how you deal with that.
I have a walk-in closet that I had some outlets installed in, and I put a Hue light bulb in there on a timer, and I was running that on a smart heater, but it was easier to just put some cheap panel, the VE panels in the quarantine tub in there. I try and go at least 90 days, but just depending. Like my emeralds were in quarantine for 18 months. And
Damn.
Yeah, I kept the wild caught ones, but they did really well in there. And I actually,
Is there something you saw with them early on that made you want to keep them in there longer, or is that your standard for your wild card emerald?
in the closet,
No,
in the quarantine
talking
room?
about the 18 months.
Oh, well, so that whole thing, I started my collection of emeralds like all captive, U.S. captive born and bred. And there's a big risk, of course, with the wild caught emeralds. Whereas like a chondro, it comes in, it has nidovirus, or it could have these little ailments and stuff. But I've noticed, like when I was acclimating my chondros, I had a really easy time with them. And a lot of people don't have that same experience with emeralds. Like I know people who have had an emerald come in seemingly fine. Next thing you know, it regurgitates. The animal in the cage next to it regurgitates after that, and just horror stories about it. And I think there's a whole lot of stuff around that could be just stuff we're holding on to from the past. Because I think with mine, it was relatively easy to get through. The female, she didn't want to eat what I had to offer. I had to get her started on frozen thawed hamsters. But after that, it was like clockwork. She switched over to rats easily. I fed them appropriate size meals from the jump, like almost as soon as they came in, because who I got them from, they were fresh imports. He hadn't fed them yet. They came in. I focused on getting them hydrated for a couple days, and then when they started moving, is when I offered the male. He slammed a small rat right off the bat, really easy, frozen thawed. The female, she just didn't seem interested. So I waited a little while. She shed. I offered her a live rat, and she was skeptical to take them.
Do you know what these rats are fed?
Not fruit. Is that what we're talking about right now?
I'm trying to be funny. I'm just asking the question.
Yo, I get my rodents from commercial breeders, so it's probably fed.
They're from Africa.
Yo, man.
You said they come straight from Africa. You feed the rats food?
No, the fruit. No, the fruit.
Wow.
I didn't say food.
Nah, they're frozen thawed rats that I got from a supplier, and I don't know what they're feeding them. I wish I could breed my own rodents, but I can't do that. So I just gotta, try and buy from trusty sources and stuff. But no,
I could do it, and I straight up refuse to do it.
Yeah, man.
I'm good. You can take my money.
Yeah.
Whoever wants. Hey, look, when do your frozen thawed man, go ahead.
I'm gonna be honest.
Somebody else do the work.
I don't know what smells worse, like rodent breeding facility or like male locker room that has a carpeted floor.
I was just about to say. No,
damn, I ain't never been in a carpeted locker room. That's
I was about to say, look,
I don't know what locker rooms you're going in, Travis.
Hey man, my gym has one. Here's why I don't go there that
They got
much.
a carpeted locker room? That's
yeah,
what
man.
People do.
It fucking smells awful. It
But
smells like
but imagine like
ass, balls, farts, sweat, and you know
dog,
that it's been sitting in that carpet fermenting.
man. I'm
I think
saying,
I
look,
might have. Oh, what's up?
go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think I might have seen that in a police station when I was a custodian. I'm cleaning their locker room. I think they had carpeted floors in there. Now that I think about it,
Sociopathic behavior. That's what that sounds like. You know what
cleaning
we
the
should do with
locker.
this locker room? We should put carpet in it. So every time somebody gets out of the shower, you know they're gonna put
Yeah,
their damp ass feet on it. It's
nasty
fucking
as fuck.
gross.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
good,
gross.
bro. Khalil plays sports, bro, and I just can't imagine going to one room and smelling rat pee, and going to his room smelling that, and then going to his bathroom and smelling it. Nah, bro.
Yo, I'm gonna tell Khalil, man, what he really needs to do is
That's a triple
next
play.
time you go
That's a triple play right there.
next time you go on a trip, be like, yo, Khalil, what we gonna do is we gonna take up the tile in this bathroom and we gonna put in some cheap ass carpet in both the bathrooms. That's
He
what
gonna come.
that's
He gonna come live with your ass. That's what's gonna happen. You gonna be doing all these just driving around because man. Look, dog. I don't know why he can't he can't find the toilet, but it's another story for another day.
what are you talking about? He
Raising,
shoots
raising,
bricks.
raising young boys. Raising young boys. Nasty. I love y'all, son. My family loves me all the time.
All right, man. I think I lost where we were. I think we was at Kyle. Kyle,
No, so Andy, no, Andy, how do you take in your new stuff? Because you like the Viper. You move in silence. Like you never make a full announcement till like 2 years that you had a snake, and I always it's like the only way I find somebody just go to your story, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Here you go, so and so, 24. Damn.
Well,
How,
first of all,
how,
I think Travis needs to find a new gym. But
no, he don't. It's the reason why he goes to carpet. He goes to carpet the gym. I tell you
what
about that offline, Andy.
the fuck does that
fair enough.
mean?
So I think the most important thing for me these days is I only buy snakes from people I know that follow the same protocols or you know pay attention to the kind of things that I do. And
Yeah,
all these
yeah.
people happen to be good friends of mine these days. I've been to their houses. I've stayed with them. I know their daily regimen, their daily routine, and that these days that's really the only kind of people I feel comfortable buying from. So I only buy Neos these days. Usually very, very young. Within a couple months of hatching, usually. Barely established for the most part. And then I keep them in a separate rack for X period of time. I don't necessarily put a time frame to it. And most of
That's
these
gonna give
babies
it to you.
are far too small to comfortably and safely nido test. But I can pretty much guarantee all the snakes I'm buying are haven't had any sort of cross contamination or haven't had any exposure. So for that reason I have a pretty good comfort level. But that being said, when the occasional gem pops up, a 2-year-old female or something like that, I keep them. I have a couple more of these camber racks right above me. I keep them 2 floors up from where I am right now, and especially if it's somebody I don't know too well or what have you.
They're 2
They'll
floors
stay.
up from the room you in right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
Rich
as
shit.
much distance as possible.
Rich
And
shit.
I'm in the basement in a 2-story house, so I'm not and they get it gets nido tested before it gets shipped. It gets tested as soon as I'm unpacking the bag or container, what have you. And then I like to see 3, 4, maybe 5 tests over the course of a year and a half before I'll think about moving it down to the snake room.
Okay.
Straight.
But I don't see myself buying older snakes these days. It's usually young neos from very specific pairings, and I know nearly everything about them.
We said the same thing.
Yeah, especially about females.
Yeah. Some adults cool, like he said, they're 2-year-old rings, but when you get to like 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah.
It's got to be special to take it in. You gotta think that this is something you really want to deal with. It can't be something you marginally want to deal with, especially at that age. But yeah, man. I think what do we got next? Let me look. All right. Hold on a second. Without vetting buyers, man, how do y'all vet buyers that you guys sell to? Because you guys are both relatively new, and that's not saying that you guys don't know what you're doing, but you guys don't have 10+ years of selling snakes. So we'll start off with Kyle. Like, how do you vet people that you sell to?
It's obviously ideal if I know them or have been at least following each other for a while and like kind of seeing what they got going on. The first one I sold was to a very, very experienced person, and I didn't feel like I had to do a lot of vetting there. And then the first one that is on hold, I haven't met the person, but they were asking the right questions, if that makes sense. Like when we're talking, they're asking, how it's being kept, how this looks. Then you got the people who, after about 45 minutes of talking to them, you realize that they're just trying to absorb your knowledge and never buy your snake. They're probably trying to apply whatever you're offering them to import.
I want to do that for 2 days.
Same page.
I want to do that for 2 days one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It becomes obvious really quickly, but honestly, like you said, I don't have a whole lot of experience with it. So we'll see. But I feel like the questions that I would ask, if that person is asking me those questions, then I know they've kind of put in at least enough research to get into this. So
Travis had Mikey Mars do some strange things for that red Neo.
That's not true. Mikey Marsh is not my flavor of sexual partner.
I didn't say that.
I don't have anything to do sexually with men or anybody that doesn't have hair.
First off, I didn't say it's nothing sexual, dog. He said no hair.
If you have a penis and no hair, there's no go. I don't know what you're gonna do. You teach me how to play guitar or something?
What if they don't have one? What if they don't have one no more? They don't have one no more.
What do you say?
What if they don't have one no more?
You said don't have one no more? Nah.
Yeah.
This is the fact that I know that you just took your wiener off and just filled the cavity with memory foam. I don't want that.
Okay.
I don't want that.
Fair enough. Let's we can go to the next.
All right, Eddie. Yeah, man, I fucking lost my train of thought. All right,
and for the record, I wasn't even saying nothing sexual, but you had to do that, so you had to go there. So
I don't know what you want me to tell you, man. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
Just go ahead, man.
All right, man.
Go ahead, Tim.
All right, so how do you guys actually like go about dealing with people in the actual reptile hobby? Because it's different for us, right? So we have the MVF, which is different, which is I mean is almost defunct. Some people still keep it alive, but we got Facebook, Instagram, some people on TikTok. How do y'all go about networking within the community? We'll start with Kyle.
I'm admittedly terrible at reaching out to people. Like I have people that I have conversations with every day, and people that I'd love to get to know more, but I'm like, I I have a hard time keeping up with my own shit, my own
You came to the dark
family and
side though.
stuff. Yeah. Shut up. But
Yeah, converted, baby, converted.
but I've known some people since I got into the hobby, some really good people that it's always good to catch up with, and I'm meeting new people every day. But a lot of the time, you know, I don't know. It's good. It's all sorts of good people. I'm just kind of antisocial sometimes, and then sometimes I'm really out there, and but I don't know.
Okay.
Terrible
What
answer.
what about you, Andy?
I uh I used to do a lot more, been a lot more on social media than I do now. I don't find myself posting in the Facebook groups quite as much as I do used to, and posting on Instagram and all that fun stuff. But when it comes to networking and whatnot, it's I did. I was lucky to make a lot of good friends, right off the rip, and that just started by reaching out and being a decent person, and asking the right questions, and being engaged in conversation, what have you, and um, so I met
Hey,
a good group of
shout
people.
out to just being a decent person, man.
Yeah,
Especially in the snake community, man.
people be
Yeah,
turning into snakes.
it helps a lot,
Yeah.
just based off some of the messages I get and what have you. But yeah, I met a really good group of people, pretty early on, and good buddies like James introduced me to a lot of people that I consider good friends now, and we keep in pretty constant communication. We try to get together every or a couple times a year, and
Get
you know
blotto.
get blottoed, have a good time, and everything else that
Yeah.
comes with that. So it's it's building the relationships, maintaining them, and being a decent guy.
Okay. All
At
right.
least that's how
Well,
I go about it.
he
Yeah,
don't take you on drunk adventures, does he?
I can't confirm or deny any of these kind of things.
I like that. Lawyered up. You say you lawyered up that lawyered up answer
Yeah.
right there, boy.
Yeah, that was good. That's what Young Thug should have did. Should have trusted in his friends.
No, he should have not shot at people and then or shot at somebody's mother and then rapped it out.
Yeah, he probably should do that. He probably should have been one of the most famous people on the planet. Do a drive by.
Yeah,
that's
that's not a
fine.
bad idea.
Do a drive by.
Yeah, that's probably not a good idea. That's not a good life choice when you are a rich person.
Yeah,
Um,
if you up like $30 or $40 million, you probably should chill out.
yeah, yeah. Just
Uh,
talk to somebody.
This is wise words from a broke man too, by the way. Sorry.
All right, man. So, the next question is like y'all are still like collection building, and I know that y'all both got some really nice collections. So I want to talk about genetics and things that you guys are trying to get in your collections and why. I'll start off with you, Andy. What are you trying to get into your collection to work towards the future, and what do
And
you want
Andy,
the future to look like?
and if you not in a rush to add nothing, uh, what's in store for this fall? What's the breeding season looking like, or what is it looking like right now?
Yeah. That's good. I like that.
Sure. So there's a couple missing puzzle pieces, so to speak, that I'm still trying to put together. I need a couple of females. It's tough to get, especially with the genetic sexing coming and going, and everything that comes with that. But I feel like I need a couple females from specific bloodlines. I don't have a lot of females that have a lot of Mr. Blue Carolina or a lot of Tim Morris Blue female in them. So that's kind of what I'm on the lookout for. But when I started building up my collection, and I've gotten it to where it's at present day, when I was buying Neos up, and I had had like a couple, 3, 4 different kind of projects in mind as I was buying stuff up. So during X period, I was buying snakes from certain bloodlines, unsexed Neos for the most part, just hoping the odds gods would deal in my favor. So I built my collection with these future projects in mind. I have couple different blue line projects, from different, corners of that world. I recently got into the Calico project, which is something I'm, really excited about and it's keeping me really fired up. And just blue line outcrosses with some Dioc in the mix, which I then tend. So I'm kind of all over the place. I got a lot of thoughts on this matter. But with the blue line stuff, I try and keep, there's some pairings in the future that I have in mind, which will be keeping the blue line tight, which is it's they're tighter blue line pairings, but not necessarily sib to sib pairings or huge inbreedings. They're bloodlines that have been bred out to different outcrosses and blue line or areas of the blue line, and then I'm looking to bring that together to accomplish my goal. My perfect goal is to produce a super blue or produce true blues or clutches with a spectrum among that, like you see some of the top guys producing now. That's kind of my dream goal.
You trying to do that? You trying to do that without inbreeding?
Well, there's always going to be a little bit of inbreeding, but I feel like there's ways you can do about it smart, and ways you can do about it that it's just a little too close for comfort.
I don't know. Look, and I've been listening to that for a long time, but if you go look at what John Lecky's doing, John Lecky has never put a sibling he has never inbred anything. And I mean, it's hard to find a John Leckie snake that just is like completely green. You might find one every now and then, but I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with you. John Leckie's got a outstanding collection, and he produces outstanding animals. I admire his collection. He's got an amazing collection. It's just you don't necessarily see a lot of super blues coming from a blue line male that doesn't have a lot of blue on him, or being bred to Biak. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen that, or really any other blue line outcross that has a super blue or a large amount of true blues for the most part. I feel like you see those results once you, for example, outcross it and then you bring that stuff back together. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a single male that you outcross to 2 different females and then you bring them back together. Do I think there's anything wrong with that? I don't, but there's many different ways you can do with that. And with the chondros that are out there these days, we have the luxury of being able to make these calculated decisions and having the amount of people that are producing nice stuff from similar lineage, not necessarily identical, that you can pick and choose. And it doesn't always work out that way, but you can pick and choose and produce outstanding results. So.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. 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 That's true But do you think
Kind of.
the way we play with genetics, especially in the Chondro game, has kind of went too far toward the like I gotta have outstanding things on both sides? And I say that because
Outstanding.
that's not why I said that, but whatever. I say that because a lot of the the first animals and the foundational animals, they just they was coming from like wild caught blue, to an Aru. So that's the only reason why I say that. If when we look back deep enough in these lineages, shit, those outcasts is really simple in creating that crazy stuff.
Yeah, sure.
So I guess do you think what do you think that is? Do you think that's a effect of the decline in imports, the quality of imports?
Not necessarily. I can't think of a super blue that comes to mind that was a blue male to an Aru female, or a yellow female. Yeah, I don't know if you can name one. I can't think of one right now.
See, now you're gonna make me
So
dig. All right, I'm gonna go dig on top of talk now. Get my shovel out.
I don't know. I'm thinking out loud.
No, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
I just think that there's a higher consistency of extremely high quality animals being produced these days, as opposed to back in the late '70s, early '80s, or early '90s. I wasn't necessarily around those
Yeah,
days, but I think the level of animals, so to speak, we're working with is amazing. But chondros are chondros, and you never know what you're gonna get, and it never ceases to amaze me. The results of some of these pairings that you see.
that's with the Forrest Gump line, baby.
Little bit. It's Insanity popped out of pretty much nowhere. Mosaic
Yeah,
popped out of
you're right.
pretty
You're right.
much nowhere. So I'm certainly not saying that animals have to be related on both sides to produce amazing animals. That's not
But
necessarily the position I'm
you're
taking.
right though. That's that's more the exception than it is the rule.
Sure, and that's why I love chondros. That's why chondros, keep me so excited day in day out. And I'm excited to try my own things and see what happens. You can always hope for the best, and
What's up, Murray?
sometimes reality doesn't always work out that way. But um,
What up, Randy?
I don't know. I'm kind of ran.
He's out here trying things. He's a trisexual.
Did I cut out for a second?
Yeah, you cut out for a second. What'd you say?
Sorry about
Nothing.
that. I was kind of nah. I was I'm rambling a little bit, but hopefully some of
Yeah,
that
well,
made a little bit of sense.
No, so Andy, you actually make a lot of sense, and I think that that's the reason why we asked you this question is because we want to see where you want to go, how you plan to accomplish it based off of the information you have. Because realistically, Andy, in 5, 10 years, you'll probably be saying something
blew me
different.
to a rude type
Especially,
female.
Sure.
especially if it doesn't happen for you, then you'll
It's
go
like that
back
was
to
for
the drawing
Sam.
board and you'll say something completely different.
That was
Yeah,
me saying a rude for
100%.
Sam.
Yeah, and I guess just to close the loop on the original question, this fall I have a blue line outcross female that I'm pairing up. She's got a lot of yellow scales on her, orange scales on her, white scales. She's from Cody and Pia and Tim Morris's pairing, a Shaggy to the 1.11 TM male. So that's Blue Deuce to Gordon Blue 2, the Carpet Man Queen Bioc. So, it's the Tim Morris and Trooper Walsh blue stuff out across the Carpet Man Queen Bioc influence
Hmm.
on, the with Pygar Joan Constone in there. But she's, you know, has the traits of a tricolor, and I'm pairing her up to a Blue Deuce Bioc, Wamena Bioc now, who has a lot of the same qualities of her. He's got a little bit of blue on him. He had a really melanistic change, and he's got a lot of white flowers on him. So I'm pairing them up, hoping for the best. I'd be really excited. They were both really cool looking babies, so I'd be really excited to get a clutch out of them. And with the end goal of later crossing the calico stuff into them.
Okay. All right, Kyle, you up, man? Tell us what you're trying to bring in and why.
I like to do more locality stuff because when I first got into chondros, I just wanted a chondro that's so I got some outcross stuff, and then of course my first pairing is my first two chondros because they were mature. So I'm not expecting to get anything spectacular, but I'm hoping that something unique comes out of it, and I'll be able to choose kind of what direction I want to go in as far as goals. Because I know with emeralds, I want high white stuff. Melanism is cool too, and just kind of see where that goes. But the chondros, I like everything. I like designer stuff. I like really extreme, just locality animals and stuff. High white, high blue cyclops, Beox. They're just throw crazy stuff. So I've kind of started to focus on maybe building a group of Beox. I want to build a group of cyclops, and unfortunately, it's like it's a lot harder to do that now than it was when I first got in. Like, had I just known which way I wanted to go, those localities were easier to get, like Manaquari. But now there's people who have established groups of those animals and are producing them where now we can benefit. Because if you look at my cyclops, and I think Kino, you had the sibling to that one at one point, didn't you? That's like the greenest green tree python I've ever seen in my life. And I love him to death, and he was a stud. But like, he's got like two white scales. I look at him and I'm like, oh, is that no, you're just in shed.
I have one like that.
But he's dope. I can appreciate him,
like,
but I wouldn't. Yeah. So I'd like to get more into the locality stuff, and then eventually, with stuff that I produce, maybe selectively breed for traits that I really like that I see, but I just don't know what I'm going to get.
Why you don't want to get into the designer stuff?
Oh, I would. I just can't afford to. Eventually, I'd like to. I feel like I'm at the point where the only way I can justify.
Designers are slept on because I don't know. Everybody obsessed with the blue snake, and I am too.
Yeah,
I think it's a couple of lines out there that's being slept on. Well, not no more. The calico wasn't for a long time. Because for a minute the calico wasn't. I think probably the last 5 years it just picked up some steam again, but it wasn't. It was dormant for a while.
Well, that's because for
a lot of people's collections.
That's because for several years the calicos you saw like available didn't look like the pictures of calicos that you see on the MVF. Like that was a big deal. It's just like somebody's just like, oh, I got calico, and this thing is just like, are you sure? Because them like the pictures that I see in the MVF or old books, it doesn't look like that.
And that go back to what Andy was talking about, how it's been sometimes it's been outcrossed a little too much.
Yeah.
Or you gotta pick the right animal to outcross it too. I mean, that's another thing that come along with a lot of people not having patience. They think you can outcross it to any Beox, but instead of waiting for something really special, taking your time with it.
I think that's something that I think about a lot too. Is that the animals I have now, in this kind of where I'm at, that I can produce something that can potentially be a good animal to outcross to one of those lines or something down the road. But I'm just at the point where I've brought in stuff over the past few years and just started producing, and I feel like to justify making a large purchase like that, I would have to be able to fund it with my reptiles, like to get there, because having kids was a reality check. That's like, okay, you
Hey.
should have bought more imports before you had all these kids, but now you just gotta take it how it
now you got
comes.
them
And
kids.
They look like you would take
they
all your
come
money.
first. Yeah, they come first, and they want
Come
all
around
of it,
asking for hugs with shit in their diapers.
or just
You
no
gotta change
diaper,
it. Okay.
just shit and no diaper, just ass naked from the bottom down.
Chad, wait till your boy start playing sports, boy. It's gonna be
My son.
that pocket is gonna be on fire.
I'm okay with that. My son's current thing is like him just like disappearing for like 30 seconds and then him showing back up with no diaper, acting like
Mhm.
shit's cool, like life's a beach. Like, yo, go put your fucking diaper on, bro. He's like, nah, it's already out
He probably
here.
just
Chad's
stated
starting to do that now, bro.
just stated,
Chad's
Yeah.
starting to do that now, dog. When they do that, I go sit his ass right on the pot.
Yeah, I really think that it's like unnatural for him. Like, you gotta train a kid, like a little boy, and be like, yo, you gotta wear these underwear. He was like, nah, this is not how Tarzan wanted it to be.
yeah, he wants to be free.
All right, man.
Yeah, no, I don't sleep on any designer lines. Eventually, the time will come when I'm like, okay, now I can do that. But I just see where it goes right now. I know emeralds. I got those two females right now that are gravid, and hopefully, that goes in the right direction. And then I got a good amount of unrelated blood with the emeralds, and they're all pretty nice high white animals for the most part. I got one that's low white, but it's got this crazy blue wash throughout its body. So I'm keeping that one just to see maybe if that can be incorporated into anything. But they're just hard to get anyway. So
All right, so
Travis,
I want
before we move on, just something that's like on the top of my brain right now that I just wanted to throw out there. It's amazing what a few chondros can do to resurrect the line, so to speak. The whole calico thing and how it went dormant and how it's kind of at the forefront again. Animals like Splash, at TSK, and Velvet at the barn, and some of the animals Dave D's gotten his hands on. Just high quality breeders having these amazing snakes and pairing them to the right, females or what have you. It's amazing. We almost lost, the whole calico line.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. So the thing is, in the last few years, seeing what Dave D has done, John Irby, Christian Stewart, and a few other guys, like they have completely resurrected it. But for a while out here, when you saw calicos, you were just like, okay, you want me to pay you this much money?
Yeah.
But there's a few guys that really have killed it lately. I probably should have said that and prefaced it, but for a while it was not looking like that.
Yeah,
same price tags.
There, it's amazing.
Same thing, but it was like the same thing with the Kofi House too, though.
Yep. Was it? Yeah, it was.
It's kind of how like with the Kofi House, how
it's coming back.
It was a lot of Kofi House, and then it was a lot of canaries. And then everybody jumped on the Kofi out thing because they thought all Kofi outs were canaries. And then you start seeing a lot of Kofi outs that was just green or like that pastel green. Yeah. But Chuck kind of putting it on the map again and keeping that line alive. It's kind of making that comeback like calico now.
Yeah, it's a perfect example. Like we might have lost canary Kofi Chondros if it wasn't for Chuck. It's so important.
Hey, did you see how he said that? He's like, what did he say? Somebody I think he said the Blackhead project. He had auctioned it off when he was helping Rico's wife auction it off, and he had sold it. And Matt Morris was like, yeah, he bought it and was like, yeah, by the way, this got some Blackhead in it, and he almost sold the damn thing. And he was talking about it in our last episode how he's really starting to see animals. What it was like, 16 to 18-month old Mark Travis. They're starting to get real dark and display that
Yeah,
dark-haired trait.
he was talking about how this version of Blackhead looks different but similar.
Yeah.
Also speaking on that, man, we know
Yeah, he
that
sold it, man. He almost sold that project.
yeah, we know that episode last week was kind of, we had some technical issues, but we got through it. But please believe Chuck Vogel's coming back. So
Yeah, we're gonna
get
get
ready
Chuck
for that. There's still
visuals
some
right, so he
there's
can be seen.
there's still some good things that you should go and that you could take from that episode last week, even though we had some weird technical isses. There's a lot of
Yeah.
funny shit.
Yeah, that was fire.
Yo, Chuck
That's why one
Vogel's
of the
funny,
episodes
man.
that y'all can put on and y'all ain't got to worry about looking at the screen, but
Yo,
y'all need
Chuck
to listen to that.
Chuck is hilarious, man. Rick James, bitch. Yeah, man. But yeah, no, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Andy. But yeah, you're right, man. I agree with you. You are 100% right.
See, Andy's about to come whoop your ass, bro, about them calicos.
Hey, man. I mean, Andy
Not
could
at
whoop
all.
my
Not
ass.
at
He's
all.
about to take it. Andy's about to take that cardigan off. You know what I'm
Andy
saying?
could
Like,
try
you
to
get
whoop
the-
my ass, and I'm just gonna pull up all the pictures of calicos, and people just like, you come buy this thing for $7,000, and you look at the parents and be like, nope.
You was about to get that Ivy League work.
That Ivy League work.
I'm not Andy. Andy ain't gonna beat my ass in his leisure clothes and some Birkenstock sandals. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
He's gonna put that Sunday red on like Tiger. Get the swinging golf club.
He's like, man, I'll beat your ass in our Armani Exchange T-shirt. All right, so let's get to the question. Since you guys are becoming, people that are being sought after at this point in time right now, let's talk about mentoring and how you guys approach being mentored, and how you mentor people now. Let's start off with you, Sir Andy.
Sure. So, yeah, I mentioned it earlier, but I met a lot of good people early on, and something that I didn't necessarily do that I wish I did is I listened to them sooner, and I took their collective experience and applied it to my situation sooner. I think I could have been a lot better off quicker, if I took their advice, and But with that being said, I always had a couple people in my ear, a couple people to talk to, and somebody to bounce stuff off of, and I think that's so important, especially for somebody who's new or somebody who's just getting into the role of things and figuring this whole thing out. It was big for me, and so that's something I would certainly advocate for. It's having a couple of ears to talk to, and somebody that's been doing this a while, a trusted person. Most of I'm really good buddies with James. He's my go-to guy whenever something's going on, or just somebody to just somebody to shoot the shit with on a daily basis or what have you.
Catch misdemeanors with.
So it's good to have somebody like that in your corner. Somebody you can you can always pick up and call and tell them what's going on, tell them how it is, and let their experience guide you in the right direction. So yeah, I try and listen to the combined experience of the people I talk to and the people I look up to, and I think my headphones just died. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
about that.
Sorry.
Sorry
Good
about
old
that.
Jason Bourne.
Can you hear me now?
I just
Still
saw
look
your
like
your,
I
your
can't.
message, Chuck. You're right about Mark. You're right about Mark too. My bad. If I forgot you, Mark, and you saw that, I'm sorry. I remember you.
He about to have Marks on soon. He about to whoop. Man, look, you getting man.
I'm getting
You
real.
are
I'm
getting
getting real flippant.
with the people who go ahead. You need to slow down.
Nah, I'm not. I'm not.
The go ahead people, they gonna kill you. The village of the damned.
Sorry about that, guys. My headphones died.
You're fine. You're fine. I'm
All
pretty
good.
sure that when Mark was a kid, he probably could have played in that movie, The Village of the Damned. He's got the blonde hair. He could have.
I just say that.
Yeah. So talk about how you mentor other people now.
Yeah, I try and pass along what others brought to me. I got a couple people that reach out to me, and I always try and point them in the right direction, and give them some advice based off my experience, and and if I don't necessarily know the answer or what have you, I'll put them in touch with the people I would reach out to. So I always try to help the next guy out and the next gal out, and I I know what it's like, getting into these things and things like chondros and what have you, and not necessarily knowing where to go or how to interpret what you're seeing. So I certainly try and help out as much as I can.
All right. What about you, Kyle?
Um, I got a pretty small group of people that have been helping me from the
Still
beginning,
like Jason Bourne.
or early times and stuff. Like we got in touch real early on. Trav and Keno, Andy, we met at
Yeah, so
Carpet Fest,
Right. Yeah.
but and though that Carpet Fest, great group of people to get in touch with. Like I went down there by myself and met some awesome people who I still talk to this day. And I just try to, as far as keeping goes, even people that I would consider mentors to me, I haven't always kept the same things as them. So I just try and absorb, as much as I can from every corner of the hobby and keep what applies to what I'm keeping. Podcasts and Chondro Bar Room, stuff like that. Everybody that comes on here has something very valuable for everyone, um, and you just try it if you think it sounds good and apply it to what you're doing, and you develop your own way of keeping eventually. And that's just what I try to do, and I'm happy with the results from it, and I'm starting to see them kind of the fruits of my labor blossom, as far as keeping all that. And then for people who reach out, just not being a dick, sharing what you can, and you just try and pass it on. Just keep it going, so that eventually those people are helping people out as well. Uh, I don't I don't ever turn anyone away. If it gets to the point where it's like, okay, you want this from me and nothing else, I'm willing to answer. But my time is valuable to me too. Um, but just always passing it forward as much as you can, the best you can,
yeah.
and being a good person and doing right by people. So
Straight up.
That's wonderful. Um, I think that having both you guys on, man, that's we feel that you guys are good people for other people to come to that are newer guys. You guys know what you guys are talking about. But y'all are both really good guys. I remember the first time I
Yeah.
seen Andy at Tinley, I was just like, man, Andy cool as hell to look like he runs a Fortune 500 company, or he looks cool as hell for a trust fund baby. Uh, uh, but yeah, man. We are
I met
about
Andy. I met Andy at Tinley 2019. He was the coolest motherfucker I met
yeah, it's
there.
cool, man.
Hey, we kicked it to like 3 o'clock in the morning. Straight up, bro. He
Well,
was the coolest motherfucker there.
I appreciate the kind words, gents. Goes both ways.
Hey,
Every
before
time
y'all get up out of here,
hold
before y'all
on,
get up out of here,
I gotta say this about Kyle.
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Every time I talk to Kyle, man, it's been a pleasure, man. Uh, I feel like I probably should talk to Kyle more than I do because he always answers. He
I
always
talk to Cal
answers.
every day, bro. He messaging me every day, bro. We talk. I didn't brought Cal to the dark side, but I'm gonna let y'all use your imagination on that
No, I remember that we had Kyle in the back, and
one.
we were having that
No,
one conversation, and Kyle found out some things about Keno before other people found
yeah, yeah,
out.
yeah,
he
yeah.
just never ceases to amaze,
Oh
and it
yeah,
always.
But you know what? See me.
that's good. Yeah, what you
Nah,
were asking for earlier is not gonna happen, Keno.
Why not? You a hater. It's cool. Anyway,
I got you.
hey, what's
I
the?
got you, dog.
Let's step away from the Chondros real, man. You better. You know what I'm saying? Look. Tell her to get in with me, like that. Like that new song, Boss Man D-Lo. So all she gotta do is
Eat hibachi.
if she want to M Slayer, all she gotta do is get in
This is terrible.
with me.
This is terrible.
Hey, look
This
though,
is terrible.
one of the Eminem Slayer, Eminem Slayer. Shout out to me. But look though, I wanted to step away from Chondros for a minute because Andy, you got like you working with like some scrubs over there and some Habanero stuff. Well, Highland scrubs, and then Cal, I want to talk about like your future, what you're gonna do with the breeding too, with the emeralds. So if y'all can get off into that a little bit, and go ahead.
Sure. Yeah, so to keep things interesting, I always had a background in different stuff other than getting into chondros. So I always like the variety and having something new, around the room for the most part. So, yeah,
Because
some
I've been thinking about that too. Like let me get something. I don't want to breed. I just want something else,
sure, yeah,
a one off.
couple projects I'm working with are I got Moluccan scrubs. The Calastolepis project I'm really excited about, and they're one of the most beautiful pythons in my eyes. So I'm really excited, privileged to have my hands on a pair. So those are getting up to size. I have diamond pythons, a little closer to my carpet roots, but I love diamonds. They're unique, beautiful. They're just a privilege to keep. I have some blood pythons, believe it or not.
Hmm.
Those fun little project I've been working with the last two and a half years or so. And then
They're adults now.
I have 3.2 adults and a clutch of babies behind me. So I hatched a clutch of them out last year, and they've been a blast to go through that whole process with and get established and what have you. So yeah, they've been a lot of fun. I also work with northern emerald tree boas and the basins. I love emeralds. They're the best. Maybe not the best, with chondros up there, but they're a blast, in the same vein.
Bason's right there though. They right there.
Yeah, they're awesome. But
I give you that.
just as much as the basins, they're just awesome snakes, unique in their own way. And then a project that I recently got into are Bolins.
those are one of those like holy grail species for me. So I'm really excited about having them, especially with the circumstances I got them. Yeah, I got a little more than just chondros going on around, but
Yeah.
it's fun.
I know. I be paying attention.
So yeah, that's basically it. And some corn snakes. I got some Okatee corn snakes. Love my corn snakes. They're a
It
blast.
seemed like the corn snakes started to make a little mini comeback too.
Yeah, 100%. Colubrids. I also have Japanese rat snakes. I forgot about those. The Kunashir Islands. Those are a lot of fun. So yeah, I got a.
I've been looking at the blue beauties, the Vietnamese blue beauties.
Yeah, those are awesome. They're those old world colubrids and some of the new world stuff is really really neat. So I've got a decent variety around here, and it keeps things fun, keeps things interesting, and I don't ever see myself not having variety here.
Nice. All right, Florida man.
Yeah. So Northern Emerald Tree Boas is makes up a good part of my collection. That is what I'm really like driven about is Northerns, and I have a good diverse group from different breeders. I got some Ryan Wallison, Keith McPeak. I got one from Ken Deal's Emerald Clutch. That thing is fire, and I'm hoping it's a male because it like oof.
Shout out to Ken Deal.
Yeah.
The
silkiest,
smoothest shirts in the arboreal community.
It shares silk. It shares silk every time it shares.
I was gonna wear a Ken Deal shirt for tonight, but I didn't feel worthy. But
I feel like when Ken Deal puts on a shirt, you just hear Hall & Oates playing in the background.
I tell you, Pendergrass.
Michael McDonald.
Funny. That is a Michael McDonald shirt, huh? But yeah, so and it got to the point where it's a real slow game with them. Everything from growing them and acquiring them, even because my first experience with the emerald was a baby import. The dude was keeping it like a chondro, so he was feeding it pinkies. It was for a while before I got it, and of course, I'm like, oh man, they shouldn't be eating pinkies. It needs to stretch its stomach. Maybe we could work something out. And so I got this baby emerald, and beautiful came in. It ate very quickly. I got it sized up to about a fuzzy before it started regurgitating. And I don't think in that instance it was anything really underlying. It's just that they should be eating something around that size from the jump. And if you wait too long, you're just not going to stretch their gut enough for them to take sizable prey when it's time. So around that time, I had got my first one from Ryan Wallison, and she was a 2018 baby. And then it was another probably a couple years till I was able to get my next captive born bred emerald. And as a small one that she has like a scale deformity on her belly. And I messaged the dude about it, and he's like, oh crap, I don't know how I missed that, but I'll either give you your money back and you can continue to work with it, or I'll send you another animal, 2.5-year-old female. And I'm like, I want another. So he sent it, and he kept good on his word, and she's fantastic. That's my female that's gravid right now. And it's actually the same one that I tried to pull out at the end of our last episode before I messed up the connection. So she's pretty chill. I'll probably show her to you if you want.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
And you want to bring out something that could potentially bite you in the face as well?
Leave Andy alone.
I got a couple.
Leave Andy.
You want me
Yeah,
to
I see the one that wants
more than happy.
the one that wants to bite me in the face. Oh my bad.
We don't mind. Mm.
It's prime time for me right now. It's right around midnight. Everything's ready to go.
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like Andy's smarter than that. Like he's just not gonna allow himself to get just destroyed.
Somebody in that room like white meat. Go ahead and give him a little taste.
Yeah. It's like you're tasting midgets.
Love them.
Oh, shit. So that's
Love little people.
like your taste in midgets, he said.
I was watching your
This
video
is,
the day you made.
That's Katrina. She's about 5 years old. Six. No, she's closer to 6 now. She's the same age as the other female. Yeah, she's the one that I was telling you. She could take large rats, but it quickly showed that she shouldn't be taking a large rat. She's got like little creases here. But I got her back down. But she's big. It's weird. I never, I've only raised emeralds from a young age until I got this wild caught pair and never really seen an adult emerald and what they should look like until now. And I'm like, damn, they're really kind of as big as people describe them to be, and I never really thought that they could be that big. But they hit that 4th and 5th year of life, and they just seem to really take off.
I was hoping that she just bit you in the face.
Okay, that's terrible.
No, I'm not dumb, dude. I ain't gonna grab one that's. This one over here is ready to bite me in the face, but
Let's see.
I'm
Which
not
one?
taking no chances.
Which one is it?
This one right here.
No, take it out. I can't really see it from right here.
Don't do that. Nah, don't do that.
No, because if I do it, then Keno has to get out of Jamaica.
All right, bet. Go ahead.
Don't do it. Leave it alone. Let it rest.
Bring it over here. If I get turned up too. Everybody want to see me play with Jamaica. Y'all be missing out on what's the name though. Y'all know that the meanest one over here is Ghost, the one that had just had the babies.
Yeah, Ghost don't like your ass at all no more. Ghost used to be cool, man. What happened to him?
Hey, look, man, that's what happens when you give a wild card dude some of that, you get some of that foreign monkey on U.S. soil.
That goo pot. He got in that goo pot. Now he's just like, fuck you, bro.
Oh, damn, I got to get out for real. Damn.
Yeah, go be stupid.
That's a Ryan Wallison female.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
She's
big, thick girl.
Yeah.
I feel like you just set me up and you lied because she don't look like she bite.
I don't think it. Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's only one in here that's ever really.
You just set me up.
The rest of them, I've got them out like in the night, and they've been okay. Obviously not lights out. I ain't doing all that, but
I like how Keno literally asked. He asked to see this snake, and then he's just like, "Oh no." Nah.
Because he lied. He set me up, but that's cool. I'm gonna fulfill my.
What up, Chris?
She's definitely cocked back, ready to eat.
Sure, buddy.
She is ready to eat.
Sure, buddy. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
It'd be crazy if you got bit by that snake and you just had such a stupendous victory. It'd be crazy if it bit you in the fucking eyeball.
Oh,
that's
crazy. You wish some evil on me, man. You say I wish it bit you in the face. That's your fault.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Go on and get Jamaica.
It'd be crazy if Jamaica French kiss you in the mouth.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
She ain't gonna give me because I got glasses on. She ain't gonna give me in the eye.
I gotta say, even my wild caught emeralds haven't ever been really like feisty or nothing.
Oh fuck. Oh
Yeah.
fuck.
Stop. Hey, man, be tough, man. I thought you was
got
tough.
this.
You have to be strong.
Yeah.
She getting big too. It's the first time I had out since the last episode.
Yeah.
Totally worth it. Totally worth it.
I've been next to Jamaica's cage at night, and I don't trust her at all.
Yeah, hopefully she tags you with
He talking about totally worth it. The fuck out of here.
I hope she tags you in the neck, bro. Just for saying that earlier.
Yeah, but Jamaica cool though, man. She keeping all her black, man. You know. It's crazy because when I got Jamaica, I was trying to get it. I was trying to get back. I wanted to end up with a high yellow snake. I literally
Chris,
bought her because she came. Her father got probably like, I think it was like maybe like 25 of his scales is green, and
Chris,
the rest of him is yellow.
Was the base in that bit, Ed, stronger because it ate rodents that were raised on fruits?
Who's that? That's Chris here.
Yeah, Chris is in here.
Come on, the dog
I'm just
basement.
playing.
Wait, you said because you
Cut it out. Cut it out.
Yeah, it was raised on African. Chris, was it raised on African fruits and berries?
Fruits and nuts.
That fruit diet.
Fruits and nuts. All right, y'all. Y'all got anything else y'all want us to talk about before y'all get out of here?
I'm good.
Nothing really comes to mind, man.
All right, well.
Just appreciate y'all having us on. It's good.
Hey, man.
It's good chatting with y'all.
We love y'all. Y'all got to keep coming back, man.
Jamaica black as me.
So dope.
And you got the little green spots, too. Andy, Kyle, we appreciate y'all for coming through to kick it with us. You guys got to keep coming back. And, you know, I want to keep seeing all the crazy stuff that you guys are going to produce in the future because I believe in y'all. And I am a fan of both of y'all. So please come back, man, and
Shout out
keep
to
rocking
Andy,
with
man.
us.
Thanks for stepping off the links for a while, Andy. And watch out for them peppers. Watch out for them peppers, man. Hey, look, Cal.
Hey, I'm about to cook that. I'm gonna cook that again, but I'm gonna cook it outside because I love my family and I don't want to see them suffer.
Okay.
I know, man. You almost poured the Chris Benoit. You took out the whole family.
Accident. Don't cook Szechuan peppercorns in the house unless you have an industrial exhaust fan.
You did say that before.
Facts.
Right, he was on camera rushing his family out.
We thought you was a smart man. We thought. All right, y'all. That's been us for the Chondro Bar Room. We appreciate everybody for coming through. We're going to get out of here. So we appreciate you, Kyle. We appreciate you, Andy. And congratulations to Keno once again.
Yes, sir.
Congrats.
Thanks, appreciate y'all. Hey, shout out to the new logo, man. Shout out to the new logo, the new visuals that we just brought y'all. We got some more coming. Yeah.
All right, y'all have a good night.
Y'all have a good night, and that's been us.
Yeah, been a pleasure, boys.
Till next week, y'all.
Always.
Bar Room business.